tackles.
Was there a scenario this past week, or do you think there could be this coming week, where Purdue punts to Ohio State and you run onto the field?
I think
just
that's
out of habit.
That's a question for Coach Meyer. I don't know. Not out of habit.
No, just out of habit. Like, it's my turn.
I would have done it against Indiana. Indiana was a little awkward. There are times when I was coming off the field and the offense is there, and normally I'm with the offense. We're all talking and stuff, and that was a little weird. I didn't get to spend much time with the offense during the game, so I miss those guys a little bit.
How much do you know more about the defense than you did this time a week ago? And were you nervous about going into last week's game?
Yeah, I know a lot more. Just the basic, coverages and stuff that we run. I know more what everyone's doing, and last week it was just more of what I was doing, and so I have a more basic understanding of the whole defense. And yeah, I mean, I'll be more well off this week. I definitely was nervous last week going into the game.
I was going to say, how long did it take you to settle down, or did you ever really
No, I haven't been nervous before a game in a long time. I normally, even big games, like I love big games. I get butterflies, but I've never really been nervous. And I was really nervous against Indiana, but it probably took me 2 series before I finally settled down.
Was that nervous because you were nervous about doing your job, or you didn't want to look foolish? You know what I mean?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just one of those things where it was such a new thing, and I was jamming so much information into my head for 72 hours that I just didn't want to go on the field and totally forget everything. And so I don't know. I was nervous about that.
Was it like riding a bike? Did you start having some of those?
After the first 2 series, it came back to me, and I was just out there having fun.
Jeff said you're built like a fullback, but you're a natural linebacker at heart. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm built like a fullback. I'm not really built like a prototypical linebacker, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, I've been playing linebacker since I was 5 years old, the first year of tackle football. And, my dad was a linebacker, and he taught me things all growing up. And, yeah, I mean, I definitely – linebacker's just instinctively, like, easy to me. It just comes to me.
And we talked about in the offseason dropping 20 pounds to get down to be a little more agile on offense. That's got to help now.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. I don't think I'd be able to do it if I hadn't lost that weight in the offseason, yeah.
Have you leaned on your dad at all this week or last week? Did you lean on him?
No, I didn't. I leaned on Coach Fickle. That was my dad for the week, just because my dad doesn't know much about this defense, and he supported me. He was excited to watch me play, and that was about it.
If this is the way you end your college career, meaning at linebacker, are you content with that?
Whatever it is that we keep on winning games, no matter what. I'll go back there and play safety if I have to, or put on weight and play center if I have to. It doesn't matter. As long as we keep on winning games, that's all that matters.
But, Zach, I walked up after everybody started, but I wanted to ask you, is it amazing to you that you're probably going to start Saturday at linebacker, and 2 weeks ago, that was probably the farthest thing from your brain? I don't know.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, but it's one of those things where you just roll with the punches. Something happens and you're called upon and you got to answer. So it's kind of one of those situations.
What does it say about this team, though, that you've got to do that? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's a 7-0 team. Are y'all? I mean, it's not a good thing that I had to do it, because we lost one of our great leaders in Sabino, and a great player and a great friend as well. And so it's not a great thing that I had to do this. It was just one of those things where I had to help out, and I was called upon, and I'm doing it.
Do you ever joke with the young guys, like the freshman linebackers, like, hey, it just took me like a couple days of practice. You guys couldn't even get out here. Do you ever just jokingly?
No, because I mess up all the time still, so I know what those guys are going through. But, I mean, those guys are great guys. There's a bunch of great playmakers. And, I just heard a stat the other day that there's only ever been 4 sophomore linebackers that ever started at Ohio State. So, I mean, those guys, it's hard to come in here and learn the whole defense as a freshman, and especially just coming out of high school. But those guys will be great players when they get older.